Hey everybody, today we have the privilege of getting together with Thrive's Executive Vice President of the channel, Jonathan Philipsen, also known as JP. Listen, we appreciate your time today, Jonathan. We're looking forward to learning a little bit about Thrive and you all and what all you offer. So, welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Wade, thank you for having me. Are you kidding me? This is awesome. I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Good deal. Well, we're going to dive right in and the purpose is, like I said, kind of to understand what all services that you guys offer. And if you will, just take a couple of minutes and tell me the story. Tell me the history of Thrive. What all
Yeah,
you guys, just give me that overview of what you guys do.
sure. Well, let's hop in the DeLorean real quick. Let's go backwards and I'll share just a little narrative for you. So we started out in 2000, right? So we've been around the game for a long time, and we started out as a managed services company. And in around the 20, call it 13 to 15 area, we morphed into a managed security services provider. So we now have the ability to obviously fulfill managed services needs, but also managed security services needs for our end user clients. And obviously, we have a large partner network. We have a robust client network as well. We are roughly 1,600 employees, and we stretch the globe. We're heavy here in the United States, heavy in the UK, and as well as our Asia Pacific countries that we operate out of. And we have a full blown, and all of those employees, by the way, they are W-2 badged employees. So we don't outsource any of our personnel. And if you can think of our roots being a managed services company, the beauty of it is we have the ability to blend somebody's security operations and our network operations team all under one roof. So the right and the left hands are all talking to each other, if that makes sense.
It does. That makes total sense. That's really good. So you've got the full support side of that too. I mean, you're all the way down from the inception of the project all the way to the support and knock and management of that client's
That's right.
applications. Good
That's
deal.
that is accurate. Yep.
Good deal. Well, on certain verticals and things like that. So what size of clientele do you guys mostly work with, and tell me a little bit about the industries that you work with.
Sure. No, it's a great question. So we focus on the sophisticated small to mid-sized business client all the way, and we scale up through the mid-market accounts. And I'll get surgical on that real quick. So think of the 25, 50 person organization up to 500 in the small business community. That's probably driven by complexities or compliances, right?
Mhm.
So a regulated industry or those that value IT outsourcing to generate the proper outcomes that they expect on a day-to-day basis. So they are the individuals that want to shift the responsibility to an outsourced firm, and we run the management of whatever those IT assets and resources are for that organization. So in the mid-market space, as you can imagine, there's a lot of internal IT people in a 5,000 person organization, in a 20,000 person organization.
Sure.
Well, we're not here to take the jobs away from those individuals. So we are a non-competitive threat in the mid-market space. We're actually here to complement and cohabitate with those individuals where we're adding value to them so they can work on the business versus in the business, if that makes sense,
It makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
And so we see in the mid-market spaces, they are shifting that responsibility over to us for certain job functions that they quite frankly just don't want their teams doing. Think of patch management, right? Treadmill exercises,
Yes.
things that are rudimentary, that quote unquote other priorities take precedence, and they want to
Right.
shift those over to a managed firm. So the industries specifically that we go really deep with are regulated spaces such as financial services, healthcare, legal, professional services such as accounting, manufacturing, and a growing segment for us is the sled industry. The sled business in general is taking off like a
It's
rocket
growing.
ship.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of that actually as well. And so, you could essentially, obviously, Thrive can work directly with a client who has their own internal IT teams or what have you. But sounds like you're also equally accompanying a independent MSP. Maybe they need that patch management piece
Right.
of it. They might be the smart hands, but now obviously they would use Thrive for the other MSP services that client needs. So you're a fit either way.
We do a lot of that, absolutely. So we will cohabitate with individuals where they have certain needs. And or for example, we have certain tool sets that they potentially need to leverage, and we have, the ability to sell with and through those individuals from time to time. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes total sense. Tell me a little bit about the structure of your organization when it comes to supporting,
Mm.
the end user, but also supporting that MSP. I mean, I know we talked about you've got a network team in the NOC and managing and monitoring these things, but tell me a little bit about your responsiveness and kind of how you approach
Sure.
projects and how you approach critical issues and things like that.
Well, so I'll take a step back real quick. It really starts with expectations and understanding what are the outcomes that the clients want. And so from the sales finesse and the flow from a pre-sales design and architecture perspective, we really try to understand what it is from an expectation the client really wants. And then through the onboarding process, we have an implementation program that we've deemed as Hypercare. So we look at the onboarding process as not just like a process, but it's a journey. So even after you're onboarded, you go through a Hypercare movement. So you all, the clients, get to understand our organization, from the project management team that got you onboarded to the individuals that are servicing you from a support perspective. And depending on the industry, we have a support structure that speaks your language. What I mean by that is, if you're a financial services institution or a healthcare institution and you're geographically dispersed wherever, say in the United States, you're going to be geographically aligned and vertically aligned with a pod, a support structure that is understanding of your applications, your needs, the typical things that fuel your business. And
Right.
so what we want is people speaking the same language as those who we serve, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense. That makes sense. And again, just to reiterate, you are a full service
We are.
solution provider. So
We
you
can
can take
hand
care of
Yes.
all the IT infrastructures, and even if they have a third party application that needs to be communicated between, because if you're going to be the MSP,
That's
they
right.
have applications and things, and I'm assuming you'll help with that facilitation if you're
We,
doing that.
completely, yeah. So we can handle someone's end to end IT strategy journey, if you will, all the way
Perfect.
from endpoint to manage detection and response from a security perspective, all the way to fulfill, in the event that there is ever an incident, we have a full blown incident response team. So yes, we can be your full outsourced IT organization, or we can fill in the gaps for somebody's managed services, managed network, managed cloud strategy, whether that's private, public, or a hybrid of both, because obviously that's a big thing. Obviously, on the
Absolutely.
security side, and then as far as the productivity suite of services, when it comes to fulfilling Microsoft's, call it M365 practice, a lot
Hmm.
of people buy a lot of licensing and they do not know what to do with it.
That's
Well, we
it.
can help
We
them with that,
we
right?
deal with that all the time. There's no
Yeah.
doubt. Yes, that's a fact. So good deal. Well, listen, it's been great to get to know you a little bit today. I'll tell you this, for those of us listening and watching this, I'll say this: Thrive is a great company, a great solution. We're very privileged to be partnered with you all and have the ability to bring you into clients or bring you into our partners and things like that. So definitely looking forward to some growth patterns with you guys.
Well, Wade, thank you for having me, my friend. This has been awesome. And I look forward to chatting with you later, my friend.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Take care.